Let's discuss common respiratory patterns, which can indicate underlying medical conditions and provide clues about respiratory or neurological dysfunction. Here are the key concepts that you should know about respiratory patterns. We'll start off with normal breathing. A normal breathing pattern is called eupnea. This term is used to describe normal, unlabored breathing. It is characterized by a regular respiratory rate, depth, and rhythm, ensuring effective gas exchange. In adults, normal breathing occurs at a rate of 12 to 20 breaths per minute, while in children, it ranges between 15 and 30 breaths per minute, and in infants, it can be as high as 30 to 60 breaths per minute. Eupnea is controlled by the brainstem, specifically the medulla oblongata and the pons, which regulate ventilation based on oxygen, carbon dioxide, and pH levels in the blood. Chemoreceptors, located in the brain and major arteries, detect fluctuations in these gases and adjust the respiratory rate accordingly. Generally speaking, when your body recognizes high levels of carbon dioxide, you are stimulated to take a breath. Normal breathing signifies an intact respiratory control system and adequate lung function. Any deviation from this pattern may indicate a potential problem requiring further evaluation. The next type of respiratory pattern we will discuss is called Kussmaul respirations. Kussmaul respirations refer to a pattern of deep, rapid, and labored breathing that arises in response to severe metabolic acidosis. This type of breathing is most commonly associated with DKA, or diabetic ketoacidosis, but can also occur in other conditions such as lactic acidosis, renal failure, and toxic ingestions. The body compensates for acidosis by increasing ventilation in an attempt to expel excess carbon dioxide, which acts as an acid in the blood. By hyperventilating or breathing really quickly, the respiratory system helps restore the pH balance and prevent further metabolic derangement. Kussmaul respirations are characterized by an increased tidal volume, the amount of air you breathe in one breath, and an increase in respiratory rate. Therefore, Kussmaul respirations are often identified by a patient breathing fast and deep. This pattern differs from other forms of tachypnea, in which breathing is shallow and ineffective. The presence of Kussmaul respirations in a patient signals severe metabolic acidosis and is most commonly associated with diabetic ketoacidosis. The next respiratory pattern we will discuss is Cheyne-Stokes respirations. Cheyne-Stokes respiration is a distinct clinical breathing pattern that alternates between periods of gradually increasing and gradually decreasing respirations with brief episodes of apnea. This pattern results from delayed feedback between carbon dioxide levels and the patient's brainstem, which controls ventilation. You will often see that these patients have fast breathing, then slow breathing, and then periods of apnea. This cycle will then repeat. Cheyne-Stokes respirations is often observed in patients with congestive heart failure, as poor cardiac output leads to delayed blood flow to the brainstem, disrupting the normal regulation of respiration. This pattern is also commonly associated with brain injuries. This can include strokes and traumatic brain injuries. A common example is when a patient suffers from increased intracranial pressure. Now let's talk about Biot's respirations, also called ataxic breathing. Biot's respirations, or ataxic breathing, and sometimes referred to as ataxic respirations, are characterized by an irregular pattern of respiration with sudden unpredictable pauses and episodes of apnea. Unlike Cheyne-Stokes respirations, which follows a repetitive pattern, Biot's respirations are erratic and lack any predictable rhythm. In other words, they are an irregularly irregular respiratory rhythm. This breathing pattern occurs due to dysfunction of the brainstem, particularly in the pons and medulla. Common conditions that cause Biot's respirations include strokes, traumatic brain injury, opioid overdoses, and increased intracranial pressure due to swelling and herniation of the brain. Another type of respiratory pattern is agonal respirations, which are actually not real respirations, but often look like respirations. Agonal respirations are gasping, slow, and irregular breaths that occur in settings of severe hypoxia, often preceding death. This pattern is usually observed in cardiac arrest and, if seen, should be considered a sign of cardiac arrest. These respirations are often described as occasional, labored, gasping respirations that are accompanied by long pauses. The pauses between the respirations get increasingly longer. If you see a patient who is unconscious and unresponsive and appears to be gasping for air, you should take that as a sign of cardiac arrest. Another type of breath sounds is apneustic breathing. Apneustic breathing is characterized by prolonged inspiratory gasps followed by brief insufficient expirations. This pattern occurs due to damage to the pons, specifically the pneumotaxic center. This type of breathing is also often seen in brain injuries, strokes, and other neurological conditions. The last breath sound we will discuss is called adventitious breath sounds, or abnormal airway sounds. In addition to abnormal respiratory patterns, certain breath sounds provide further insight into airway pathology. These include wheezing, crackles, rhonchi, stridor, which are all covered in other videos. To learn more about these, make sure to watch our airway and lung sounds videos. Here's a summary of the respiratory patterns. Eupnea is normal breathing, which consists of a normal respiratory rate, how fast they're breathing, depth, the volume of air they're bringing in, and rhythm, the distance between each breath. Kussmaul respirations present with fast, deep breathing and are often associated with DKA. Cheyne-Stokes respirations present with periods of fast breathing, then slow breathing, and then apnea, with this pattern repeating. These type of respirations are associated with congestive heart failure and traumatic brain injuries. Biot's respirations, also called ataxic respirations, are irregularly irregular respiratory patterns that have no rhyme or rhythm, and are associated most often with traumatic brain injuries. Agonal or gasping respirations present with gasping-like breaths in an unconscious and unresponsive patient, and indicate cardiac arrest. Apneustic breathing is characterized by inspiratory gasps followed by brief, insufficient expirations, and is also seen with traumatic brain injuries. Want to watch the full video? Watch the full video and get so much more with your full access membership by going to howtonremt.com or scanning the on-screen QR code now.